Woohoo! Hey there, and welcome back to my channel. I am Megan, and I am a woman in midlife, hopefully just like you. If you found this video, you have found the right place to be. I am all about getting more in midlife, and that's not about like doing the hustle, not the dance, the hustle, but you know, hustling, grinding. This isn't about more work and more push, push, push. This is about more of the good stuff in life. Anyway, all right, well, let's get to it. Like my haircut? I just got it done yesterday. A little color, a little cut. It was badly needed. Today, I'm going to kind of open up to you about what's been going on behind the scenes in my business, which is career coaching, and trying to be more vulnerable. It's hard. Like on Instagram, I always was like, you know, like I never was like fake, but you're always trying to put on that, like, I don't want to say anything wrong kind of thing. And you want to make sure you say all the right things to get all the right people or whatever. So I really, in this YouTube journey of mine, I'm really trying to drop some of those walls, I guess, if you will, some of the layers, and try to just be more vulnerable, more authentic. And it's what I'm craving in life more. So I'm trying to give that as well. And I think that's what's keeping me from like really going back on Instagram. I mean, I'm still my account there, but it changes day to day as to what I want to do with it, or if I just want to like just have a personal Instagram and be done with it for my business and just do this kind of thing. Anyway, probably not what you're concerned about. So just a little snippet of my journey to where I am now, because I have done other videos that talk more extensively about my path from teaching to nursing, nursing to coaching, and coaching, you know, and where I am now. So I don't want to like redo it all, but just a snippet of this is I left my nursing job at the end of 2020 to pursue my own things. I was going to do coaching and a children's book that I had written, and there was a website that was about traveling to a certain area of the beach in Florida that I don't live in Florida, but I travel there a lot, and just wanted to have a place where I could, you know, share my trips and give some knowledge of the area and help people out who wanted to travel there, because it's a popular place to go. So I did the children's book, and that's still available. And the blog I eventually just did away with. So really focused the most of my effort on coaching. And I'll tell you, like, so I really started this whole coaching business more towards the end of 2021, by the time I finished getting my certification and getting all the ducks in a row, all the ducks I didn't really need in a row, but I thought I did. When I started coaching, I really wanted to coach other women that were similar in age to me and help them fulfill their dreams and help them go after their goals and the things that they wanted. This is not therapy. Coaching and therapy are very different. I do not tread into therapy waters whatsoever. Therapy deals a lot more with your past and reconciling those issues to where you are now in your life. Coaching is more where we're at now. What are the things we can change in order to achieve what we want in the future? And so I thought, because I was, you know, it was hard to like put myself out there as something different. And where I'm from in the South, like life coaching isn't like, I guess, as popular as it may be in other places. Like I know in California, it's widely accepted. Places like in the Southwest, Utah, chime in if you know of other places, but it's just not as popular here. But my coaching was online, so I could coach people basically anywhere in the world. And I have. So, but I wanted to fit in. I wanted to make myself acceptable. So I was like, you know, a lot of what women come to me to coach on has to do with their jobs and their careers, and how that played a big role in them not being satisfied in life. And so I was like, well, why don't I just put all of my eggs in the career coaching basket? So I went after a career coaching certification in 2023. I, kind of shifted gears and just went with the career coaching, still focused on women. But I was just like, this is what I'm going to do. It feels more acceptable. I mean, corporations hire career coaches. There are large companies whose sole purpose is career coaching, job searching, resume writing. So it just felt more acceptable is the best word I can come up with. More mainstream, I guess. So I kind of hung my hat on that. And I did it with a lot of women. And, things were like at a decent pace to start with. Anything on your own, I find like the marketing part of it has been the most challenging thing for me. In not having like a big budget to like run ads or anything like that. So I found my way, I found clients that I helped. I don't do resume writing. I can do like reviews and, learned a lot about LinkedIn and how to help people set up their profiles and all the things. I mean, I knew what I was doing, but there was always like something else I wanted to do more of. And a lot of women really wanted that. They liked exploring their values. They liked exploring their dreams for the future. And I think most people, when they hired me, that's why they hired me instead of another career coach. Because a lot of times people are vetting, 2 or 3 coaches at a time until they pick one. But a lot of them came to me because they wanted to make changes. They weren't just looking for another job. Like they actually wanted to find something that they felt connected to and that they could be excited about again. And these women came from many different careers. There were people in finance, people in marketing, people in real estate, people in teaching, a lot of teachers, healthcare. There's just a very, a good variety, which I love. I love helping people in all these different professions. A lot of people, since I was a nurse, were like, why don't you just coach nurses who want to like leave nursing? And while I feel like I could do that, I was also like, well, I left nursing for a reason and maybe don't want to be like so close and attached to just that profession as I continue into this next phase. And I love the variety of just learning about everybody's, the differences and where they come from and what they want. And then I also, got a contract with a large company that I was doing part-time work for as a career coach and helping with that. So I had a couple of things going, my own business plus the contract. And that felt pretty good. The whole contract thing was at the beginning of this year. So let's move into like part 2 of this video, I guess. And 2025. So 2025 has been pretty different. For me personally, I did have a lot going last year personally with my family. My dad passed away. And then at the end of last year, had this breast cancer diagnosis where I needed to have surgery. Caught it early. I've gone into that in another video as well. That's about that journey. I do not have breast cancer and anymore. Everything is good. This year, I started off like in February with a double mastectomy with reconstruction and have had 3, 4-ish surgeries, you could say, this year. Last year, I also had 2. So that's been a lot for me. I'm not a person who's, I had never had like major surgery other than like a C-section until the end of last year. And I've just had like a lot. But now I'm coming to the end of that. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that did interrupt a lot of what I was trying to do with my business and also gave me a lot of reasons to pause and think about what I was doing. And I think as all of this was happening, I really felt a shift inside, something saying career coaching just doesn't feel right. Like I, would look at other career coaches that I became connected with or on LinkedIn, and they're very like more of a corporate vibe and really just into the just the career aspect a lot of times. I had a resume writer who frequently would send me referrals because she would do some career coaching with them and is a wonderful resume writer. She rewrote mine for me, and but she would send them to me because a lot of the women were coming to her, same thing, saying, I don't know what I want to do. And she's like, well, in order to write you a really good resume, we kind of need to know what direction you're heading. Go talk to Megan. And it would be great if you could coach with her. She'll help you figure that part out. Then come back to me. We'll get you everything set up so that you can land the job that you want. So that's where I fit in. And it's more of women who, yeah, it shows up in your career as like something needs to change. But a lot of times that's just a piece of it. It's deeper than that. And it takes more than just like doing some online career evaluations to see what you're good at and what maybe you should go into next, or if you need to like up level your skills in your current career to make advances there, if that's what you wanted. So I hope this is all coming out making sense, because sometimes, I write these notes and then I start talking and it's like, I feel like it comes out jumbled, but I hope I'm helping you. So anyway, I felt this shift inside and I was like, that just doesn't feel authentic, and to just do the career coaching. And I don't want to even though, yes, when people come to me for career coaching, we wind up doing a lot of other stuff. I don't want that to be like my bulletin board, so to speak, right? I want it to be, I am a midlife woman. I'm here to coach other midlife women who are going through similar things, and I can help you in your career, of course, but also in other areas of life that you want to try to get some clarity on and set goals on, and go after the things you want at this part of your life, okay, which are very different from when you started out in your 20s with your professional career. Or you might have stayed at home with your kids and now everybody's gone and you really are like, okay, I'm too young to be retired. I'm bored at home and I want to do something. So we can figure that out. So I said, well, why not? Honestly, my business right now with the career coaching is not doing great. And it's hard for me to say and make a video and put it online, but it's not. But I want you to also know that that's not the reason I'm making this change. It's kind of a piece of the why not, right? That's not doing great. I'm not willing to just throw it out yet. So clearly I can still coach you on careers as I kind of pivot my business. But I was like, why? Okay, so this is a good place to kind of get into the alternatives. What would I do if I did decide to just close doors? Coaching no longer. So yeah, I could still talk on here on YouTube about everything like I'm doing, and help people that way. But I do think coming for coaching is much more obviously intimate. We can get a lot more accomplished than you just consuming my information that I'm giving you, right? It becomes a conversation. So other alternatives are always, I was a teacher. Sure. I definitely think I could get another teaching job. I didn't hate teaching. I love being around, kids and stuff, and it just gives me energy, but I'm not sure that's where I want to go. But it's never off. That's not off the table. Go back to nursing, really, I just don't want to. So it's been hard for me to put that one down, but I really just have to I think take it off the table completely. But is it possible? Of course, I sold my license. I could get another job if I really wanted to or needed to. Then there's the whole, do I just try to find a normal 9-to-5 job? Ugh. We will talk about that more next week. And I will say, initially when I went from a 9-to-5 type of job to working from home, being my own boss kind of thing, self-employed, it is a major identity shift, mindset shift, change that I think, and I had coaching throughout that process, I think is very helpful, because it can be kind of jarring. You feel like a little fumbly and like lost, or like you're not working, right? Because nobody's like making sure you're there on time, making sure you leave, you don't leave early, God forbid, or, you know, nobody's like there kind of like pushing you or watching you. So it has to come from within. So it's a big shift, you know. And also when you're working from home, you don't have to work like, I don't have to clock in at 9 o'clock and leave at 5. Like, I can work whenever I want. Anyway, we are going to talk about that next week. So I think after doing working the way I have been for the last 4 years, proving to myself I can be my own boss, I can be self-employed, I can work from home and be productive. And I've seen that there are a variety of ways to make income. You don't have to just rely on this one business. And I think I could have done a better job at exploring that, but I think I was so focused on the coaching and getting that going, and always like trying to try all the things, that I took some focus away from like maybe other things that I could have tried. So now I'm going to, you know, explore that more, of like other ways that I can bring some income in. So it's like going from this 9 to 5, one paycheck mentality to multiple, I don't want to say multiple streams of income, not like that, but like, I mean, it is essentially, but it's like learning how to, you know, pay your bills by a different way of being more creative, I guess. And like, in a way that you maybe have a contract like I did, you have some of your own personal private clients, and then maybe you sell something. You know, it's just like there's different ways to do things. And I think, at least in this country, we are very much, you know, raised to think that you find a job, that's your only source of income, and that's what you commit to for your entire life. I do think the next generation, like the generation my kids are in, are wiser, and they're getting better at knowing that it's okay to not just be like full-time at one place, and to have different things happening, you know. And it's great if one of those things can be something you're doing on your own, even if it's not your main source of income yet. So I think that's great, and I hope my girls are seeing that there are other ways to do things, so that they can bring that into their own lives. And I think they are. So I like that I can be a role model for that. I don't want to cave, so to speak, and apply for a 9 to 5. I really need my water. Ooh, I had to get my water. I'm so thirsty. Okay. So yeah, not ready for that yet. I'm open to possibilities. I'm open if somebody came to me with an opportunity. So at this point, I'd rather look at being more, at more variety of different ways, and being more creative with different ways to bring in money, like I said before. So what is the point of this video? The point is to show you that things can not go as planned, but that doesn't mean that you or I have to completely give up on it, lose hope, jump ship, whatever you want to say, that there are alternatives. And for me, like, I'm 51, so I still have 10 or more years of working and bringing in income. Would it be nice to be done in 10 years? Yeah, that's a goal. So since I have 10 or more years to work, definitely probably on the more side, I want to enjoy that time. I don't want to get into something that is going to fully consume me and think that, like, I'm not willing at my age now to compromise my personal happiness for someone else's business. I'm just not. Because then I'm like, well, why can't I just do that business? I have all kinds of ideas up here, so we'll see what happens. And I also think that when you get to this point, at least I feel like what I want out of life is so simple now. Like, it's basically, and when it comes to like making money, Sure, I need to have enough, you know, saved and invested for my retirement, but but on like a day-to-day, like right now basis, I just want to live comfortably, pay my bills without having to stress like a paycheck to paycheck situation, you know, like a month to month, which I have done in the past. I want to be able to have the flexibility to be there for my girls. Like my oldest daughter is looking for a new place to live right now, and I've been able to leave and meet her and pick her up at work so we can go look at some of the houses she's looking at. And I want that. I want to still have that flexibility to do that. The third part is traveling. I want to be able to have the flexibility to leave anytime during the year that I want to take a trip or that an opportunity comes up where I can travel. So I encourage you to do the same thing, like kind of like evaluate your values in life. What are the important things to you? What do you want your work to look like? What do you not want it to look like? And if you're at that transition point right now where you want to make some kind of change, I know it's scary, but get really clear on those things. And then start to just do your research, explore, think outside the box. And that's where working with me comes in handy, because we're so used to just like looking online, just in like job ads and stuff. And there's more to it than that. And there's more ways to find different things that are out there that you might not even be aware of. And I've also I'm changing up how my coaching is offered. You know, like so many coaches, and this is like taught to us. I don't know who came up with the idea, but it's like you do these packages of like 6, 10, 12, however many sessions, and the person pays for them in full or sometimes monthly. I always like to offer flexible payments, but like I worked like that. Like people would pay me for all of their sessions and it's fine, but I do think it limits some people from getting coaching because maybe they can't afford even a month of it at a time. And so by doing it like where you can get one session and have to make a big commitment or sign a contract, I think is great. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. I wasn't even planning on plugging this, but if you go to my website, coachingwithmegan.com, I have like what I'm offering now through the end of the year, which is a really great deal because I'm like, well, I'm kind of shifting and figuring things out. I wanted to make coaching very accessible and help people get started on their goals for next year. Kind of like I'm switching things up right now so that going into 2026, which is not that far away, I will be where I want to be and bring in these variety of ways to make a living, essentially. Okay. But next week, I wrote it down so that I know what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about working from home, pros, cons, why sometimes I think it would be nice to not work from home, and then why I also think I can never give it up. So, all right, I will talk to you later next week. Make sure to subscribe. Please ask me any questions, leave some comments, just say hey if you watched it and you got anything out of it, or give it a thumbs up. That would be great. But yeah, until next time, see ya. Bye.